Hi everyone, it's Chris Tuck here from West Wickham Health and Fitness. So today I want to talk to you about stress. What is it and how can we manage it? This is such a massive topic, and it affects every single individual in society. There is not one person that hasn't got either low-level stress or hasn't been affected by a big rock of stress. Now, stress can come in all forms. It can come in a form of relationship issues, money issues, housing issues, bereavement, redundancy, or childhood trauma, or a trauma from having an accident. It can just come from everywhere and anywhere. How we deal with the stress, though, is really the topic of conversation today. It's really important that we are able to identify what is going on for us, identify how we deal with it, and evaluate whether this is benefiting our health or making us ill. So I've talked about what stress looks like, but how does it actually impact us? Well, I can tell you from personal experience, it impacts both your mental, your emotional, your physical health. So I'm not going to go into my story today really, but those who know me know that I have had stress from childhood, from adolescence, from an adult, and I've been trying to deal with my stress on a day-to-day basis, and it's impacted me mentally via depression and anxiety. It's impacted me physically via my my hips, my hip operations, my hip replacements, but it doesn't keep my spirit down, because I know deep down the reason why I'm here. I know what my passion is, I know what my purpose is, and I know how to actually deal with my stress, even if I'm not on top of it 100% all of the time. And I have a down day, a down week, a down month. I know how to come back. And that's really what I want to talk to you guys about, and that's what I want to teach you. Not in this video. This video is only an overview, only really scratching the surface of stress, its manifestations, and how we can actually manage it on a day-to-day basis. So, for optimum health, let's look at what we can do to help ourselves. We can take away all the negative self-talk that we indulge in on a day-to-day basis, and we can start talking to ourselves in a positive and empowering and a more beneficial way. So we need to look at our strengths, and we need to pat ourselves on the back and praise ourselves for every single little achievement that we have on a day-to-day basis. Even if it's going back to basics like getting out of bed in the morning, having a shower, going for a walk in nature, just sitting out in nature. So at the moment I'm sitting out in the local park amongst the elements, hearing the birds, watching the squirrels, and just, actually there's a parakeet up there. I'm just going to turn you around just to see if we can show you him. I don't know if you could see him, but there was a green parakeet sitting up there in the tree. He's actually listening to what I'm saying, believe it or not. So it's all about going back to basics and doing the little things if you're really struggling. So positive mindset, now that's a whole massive thing in itself, so I'll come back to these things. So having a positive mindset, looking at your nutrition, what you're putting in your body, what you're eating, what you're drinking, massively impacts your mood. And again, there's lots of research behind this, there's lots I can teach you, and not for this video, but nutrition is absolutely key. Sleep, absolutely key to good health, good optimum health. Exercise, fantastic for releasing that serotonin and dopamine, the happy hormones, releasing them into the body, making you feel more energized, more alive. Then there is meditation, and meditation can come in all forms. It can be silence, it can be walking, it can be sitting in nature, it can be earthing. Have you heard of earthing? This is where you go barefoot into nature, on the beach, in the woods, in your garden, and just connecting back to nature. It can be listening to relaxing music, it can be reading, it can be putting yourself in an environment where it's all positive. So you're around positive people, you're around positive vibes. It's so important that we start looking after ourselves. So I think we might have some children coming up shortly, so just walking behind us. But hey ho, that's all part of being out and about. So it's about what can you do on a low level to take yourself from where you are at to a place where you feel better for you. So looking at, as I said, mindset, lifestyle choices, your hormones, your nutrition, your exercise, and your rest and regeneration. So I've just really showed you the makeup of the Cleaner Living Therapy program, because this program I created to help people who are struggling with the big rock stress or the little everyday drip stress to regain their health through taking little steps at a time that empowers them, that nurtures them, me and you, to regain back our lives, regain back our health, regain back our health. It's so important that we are responsible for us. It all begins with us. And if you can't, at the moment, invest in yourself for whatever reason, then please feel free to reach out to a health coach like myself or someone in your area that you know and trust, and get the help, advice and support that you need, because it's so important that you start taking the first steps to improving your mental and physical health. Because at the end of the day, our health is all that we have, and when we are in good health, we can deal with everything and anything. But when we're in pain, when we're in poor health, it feels like the world is coming down on us like a ton of bricks. And it's so important that we identify what is going on in our lives. So how do we take these big rock stress out of our stress bucket? How do we lower the levels of stress in our stress bucket? Think of a bucket of water. It's half full. When you've got stress in your stress bucket that's half full, we can deal with things. But every time a little bit of stress is added and added and added, at some point there's going to become a limit where the water is going to tip out of your bucket, and the stress is going to become so overwhelming that it's going to impact your mental and your physical health, and it might come out in depression, anxiety, or an autoimmune disease or something like that, that you need to then go and really seek help and address your ill health. But before you do that, there is so much you can do for yourself. Looking at your mindset and de-stressing, taking some of that big rock stress away. It might mean therapy. It might mean changing jobs, changing relationships. It might mean looking at what you're eating and what you're drinking and looking at the impact of that and addressing that. It might mean getting more active because you're inactive, because your mood is so low that you can't motivate yourself to do anything. Now, fitness Pilates is the best to de-stress your body and your mind and to strengthen and lengthen and stretch. So again, I can help you with that. Or if you prefer yoga, go to a yoga class. Or if you prefer Tai Chi, do something that brings down this stress level. Do something that's going to re-energize you. It's so important. You might need to look at the medication that you might be on, because medication has massive side effects. If you're not on medication but you think you might need something like an antidepressant, please look at what is causing your stress in the first place. Look at what you're eating and drinking. Look at your sleep cycle and your bedtime routine before you even go near medication. Because once you're on medication, it's hard to get off of it. And there are so many side effects, as I've said already, that usually one medication leads to another medication. I'm not anti-medication, but I'm just saying you can do so much more for yourself first. And if you don't know how to, reach out to me. Watch my next series of videos where I will discuss things in more detail. This is just an overview, just an introduction to just share with you that stress affects your gut. Stress affects your brain health. Stress affects your mental, your emotional and physical self. So when we can sort out our stress, when we can manage our stress, we will be helping ourselves. We will be improving our lives. But the key to anything that we do for ourselves is consistent and persistent behaviours. And again, behaviours and strategies is a whole new ball game and video. So please keep checking back in with me. Please keep watching these series of videos that I'm going to create for you. And if you've got any questions, please ask away and I will endeavour to help you. Thank you for listening and I'll speak to you soon. Michelle and Kim, thank you for joining me and I'll see you soon in the next series of videos. Bye for now.